Deploying and configuring a firewall using Azure Portal. A firewall is a network security feature that analyzes incoming and outgoing network traffic. Azure Firewall is a cloud-based firewall service. The firewall allows you to create application rules, network rules, and DNAT rules that your network traffic will be subjected to. I will be creating a simple firewall that allows access to Google and will deny access to all other sites. The first step is to create a resource group. The resource group will contain the resources needed to deploy the firewall. Virtual network. The VNet will include two subnets for easy deployment. One subnet is the Azure Firewall subnet, and the other will be created by me and be called the workload subnet. This is where the network traffic will go through. Virtual machine. The workload virtual machine will be placed into the workload SN subnet that was previously created. Deployment. The firewall needs to be deployed into the virtual net. Once the firewall is deployed, I will copy the private and public IP addresses of the firewall. These IP addresses will be used when creating the rules for the firewall later. Default route. I will create the outbound default route to go through the firewall, then associate the route with the workload subnet. Next, the rules need to be created for the firewall. I will create an application rule that allows outbound access to Google. I will create a network rule that allows outbound access to two IP addresses at port 53. The DNAT rule will allow a remote desktop to connect to the SRV work virtual machine that was created in a previous step. Once the firewall and all necessary resources are created and deployed, and all of the rules are configured, the firewall is now able to be used. To test the firewall, you can connect a remote desktop to the firewall public IP address, then sign into the virtual machine that was created. The rules that I created should allow the remote desktop to connect to Google. Any other website should be blocked by the firewall. Once the firewall is tested and working, you can create any rules and policies that you want to personalize your firewall.